That's such a good question, honey. She's no, we're very different, so it will make sense if she says something else. But she's a very bold person, I'd say. She's yeah, she's someone who, you know, she can give you time, she can give you space, but then she'll tell you if you fucked up with something, and she'll be bold enough. And this is like super nice because it doesn't allow for like super weird vibes with people. She just confronts you, and I think this is such a crazy quality because it just like gives you the opportunity to have like very pure connections with people, because you face them and you talk to them, and if something bothers you, you just tell them. And me, I'm more like, you know, I try to have like this good time, and I'm like, I'm not sure if I should tell them. And then I'm just okay. Yeah, and I just like, oh yeah, it will be fine in like a couple of months. And then like 4 years later, I'll just like bang, tell you like, you fucked up then. And I think it's much nicer to just be like true to yourself and act upon it. And she really does that. And I think that's like a very nice quality. I don't know. I just like the fact that the lyrics are bold and they're kind of calling someone out, and it's actually about kind of like the same thing that we talked about before, Lauren, where it's like someone is like super authentic and transparent with something that they noticed and so on. They're just calling someone out. They're just telling them. They're being transparent, authentic. They're just saying sometimes it just has to hurt. That's it. And it's not like trying to say it in a nicer way, because the facts are just sometimes it hurts.
I think that all the songs that I like, at least, they normally just come with the flow. They just happen. They happen in the studio. You know, we come together, we have bits and bobs of lyrics. Then we have a demo. We have like an idea of how something might feel. And you know, like the aesthetics of a song, and then we start to work around the song, and you know, and everything comes together. So normally, like with the songs that I like, and I really like Let It Hurt, I don't feel like there had to be like this crazy effort to make it happen, you know. The thing is that when we grew up here as Black people in a very white society, it was, at least to me, I can speak of myself, it was super important to have like the connection to cultures that come from Black people. So I was always very much focusing on the United States or the UK or even Sudan, Eritrea, and so forth was much more important to me than the Swiss music landscape. You know, it has changed now because there are also many people with backgrounds. But growing up, the culture, like be it music or movies and so on, to me was much more inspiring far abroad, you know, than what is happening right here.
Yeah, I think just like the whole concept of having the privilege to just kind of to just outsource the topic of like being political, or just outsource the topic of speaking on something, to be able to outsource this into another arena is just something that is very not something I cannot comprehend, because it's not my reality. We spoke about this a lot, especially like the last year, that for us we just had this realization that there is no non-political space for us, because we as just people, like we in Switzerland, if we're just moving around in our bodies, being like Black women in Switzerland, everything is political. Whether we go to shop or if I'm with my friends, there's always something that is very political, but just about my presence or our presence. So I think to us it's like supernatural to speak on political stuff that is just kind of like very in the center in our lives, and to just have it also in the realm of music, because music is super important to us. It's like one of our like main realities when we're living, and it just feels very natural to also have these topics play a part in what we're doing when we're doing music. So I don't think we have the need or even the opportunity to have this like very distinction where it's about music and letting go, and then the reality is coming back to us. It's always going to be some kind of somehow connected, and we try also to convey that in our music and while doing music.
It's funny that you're asking that question, because yesterday I just saw a video of siblings. It was an interview, and they were also being asked those kind of questions. It was not only that question, but also the question of what do you appreciate, and so on and so forth. And I just realized we never had that kind of interview, I think. So what calm. Nabila is just much easier than me in certain aspects of life, and or just when it comes to also having to negotiate with people, or just finding like a middle path or whatever. I'm more like, oh, I want it like this and that. I mean, I'm working on myself, but I think Nabila just really has that within her. Was just a gift from somewhere. I don't know. So if I could have a bit of that, would be amazing.
It's funny because what I said, thank you. What I said about you was like the opposite to what you're saying about me, which like makes sense like a lot, because I said you're much bolder and braver than me. I think I'm more like, oh no, this is a bit, and then I just like kind of hide more, and you're much more transparent with what you want and authentic about it, and you would confront when you think you have to. And it's funny how it's actually really weird.
Yeah, but it makes sense, right? It makes sense that we both come up like with those aspects of the other's personality. I mean, being bold and everything, it's cool, I that it's not that I don't like it about myself, but sometimes in very specific moments, it's just nice to be like, I'm not going to say